I said, hey, man, I said, it's your boy King Wavy, and we back with another mother. Second, now let me stop playing. Listen, we back with another episode on It's My Opinion.
So deal with it.
Listen, we got two special guests here.
Shout out to these special guests. You got
Listen, introduce yourselves. Tell them what y'all do.
My name is Vaneshya McGee. I am the CEO and founder of HIMHERHEALed. It was birthed in May of 2020. It's definitely talking about healing in the black community, black and brown community, because that is something that we don't like to talk about. We like to push it under the rug. So I'm all about mental health, all about just promoting that self-awareness, just accountability, and just healing. Everybody's process looks different. Everybody's journey is different, but just remember that it's your journey and it's worth it. So I'm a social worker in my civilian life. I am also a part of the Air National Guard. So
hey, that's lit. That is lit over there.
I should have went first.
Shit.
No, my name is Reason Ali, and I am co-owner of a photo booth company, and I'm a stay-at-home mama.
Okay.
Hey, shout out to
A
that.
1-year-old, about to be 2-year-old.
Oh, I got a 1-year-old too.
Yeah, for real.
No, yeah.
They crazy.
What's the name of your photo booth company?
Oh, Highlight.
Damn, I'm
No, that name fire. I like that name.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
your name is fire. I didn't.
Oh, thank you.
That's so different. I never heard nothing like that before.
Yes.
Listen,
She one of a kind.
Very. Okay.
listen, we're gonna start this joint off with a toxic topic. Okay. You're not here to be perfect. You are here to be you. You quoted that. What you meant by that, though?
Ooh, that's
exactly that.
That's a good quote.
Because that's a lot of times we will fall into the perception of other people. What do other people think about us?
Okay.
How we're gonna move. We'll base decisions, and I'm saying we as a general, just because of different past experience, things like that. But I'm gonna talk solely from my own experience.
Okay.
I noticed I've fallen into, what do people think about me? How will people perceive me if I come off like this, if I do this? So I think just actually realizing that you're your own individual person. So what does that look like for you? Because if you continue to try to strive off of what somebody else wants you to be, who somebody else wants you to be, you're going to be wearing a mask 24/7.
True.
Which is going to end up being uncomfortable, and it's going to be something that you're going to have to continue with. So just accepting and owning who you are, being your authentic self. So that's what that means. Nobody's perfect, so we're okay to make mistakes, and that's fine. Own your mistakes, grow from them, and that's what it's all about.
See, I respect that, because a lot of people feel like they got to be somebody else for different people in different perspective, different environments. They just feel like they got to change, and they can't be themselves 24/7.
I agree with that, but this is me playing devil's advocate. What if you being you not enough?
It's always enough.
Not enough for who, though?
What you mean? Say if it's something within you need to fix, and not all right, I always speak on relationships, so I'm gonna do that right now. Such as, is something you need to work on with yourself that you feel like there's nothing wrong with, but to your significant other there's a problem with, but you're not trying to fix it. So what you do about that?
Well, I think that kind of tailors to each individual person. So for me, and I'm speaking about myself, who's currently in a relationship. I think once you're in a relationship with someone and you're trying and you want to be better, you're naturally, if you're connected to that person, you're going to naturally just want to be better for not only yourself, but the best for that person. Because in order to make the relationship work, you have to be your best self. So if you going in with that mindset of I'm not changing, I'm not doing this, that's not going to work. It's only going to last but so long.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how far are you really going to get? And then you got to actually ask yourself, do I even want this? Do I really want to be in a relationship? Am I ready for a relationship? A lot of times we'll jump into stuff just because, we want that temporary satisfaction.
Talk to them.
But what does that actually look like? Because partnership, being on a team, teamwork, it takes more than one person.
And they don't
We
understand
got a woman on the
something
podcast.
And you kind of I'm not willing to change, then maybe you really not ready to jump out there and be with somebody else. So that's how I take it.
Me personally, I'm a very stubborn person, so it's a lot of stuff that is just I'm not changing. I've been doing this my whole life, so I'm not changing
Your whole life, how old are you?
Be what?
I'm about to be 24.
So, but what do you mean? But what kind of stuff?
What type of, yeah.
So me personally, I'm a big sneakerhead. I buy sneakers, and I'm a big fashion person, so I buy clothes. So if you tell me why you keep buying all them sneakers? Stop buying sneakers. Nah, you gotta go. That's a red flag for me.
So that depends on what your goal is. So I look at it when I was 24, I'm not the same person I'm not the same person today as I was at 24.
Right.
So my mindset back then may be a little different because I was very stubborn. And even like I still have stubborn habits now. So I think it just really goes on. And what's your goal? Because y'all could have a goal of whoever you with, oh, we're going to buy a house next year. If that means you got to stop buying sneakers because you got to put a down payment on a house, if that's something you really want and it's a goal you going to work for.
I ain't got to stop buying sneaks. It's always a way to make more money.
Well,
so that's something.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Nah, well, that's facts then. Because that's where I was going to go with it. Like, it depends on if it's getting in the way of like, responsibilities.
Okay.
So if it's not getting in the way of responsibilities, then listen, do your thing.
Listen, if you got the money, you got the money. But everybody don't got the money.
You buying her sneaks too?
Maybe.
Hell no.
She like sneakers. If she like sneakers,
Nah,
if she like sneakers, then yeah. But I'ma also treat you like to what you like. But I'm not gonna force it on you.
I mean, one key to finessing it is, for example, like I had this conversation with somebody. 9 times out of 10, she gonna complain about it. But if you buy her the same shit, she don't care.
Yeah.
That's just
I mean, she get it, but I mean, if you're getting all these sneakers for you, get it for your girl, man. Y'all can match.
Listen.
What? What's wrong with that? I'll do it. I did it.
I don't like the match.
Why not? That's
I don't either.
Like some that really like don't sit well with me, but it's gonna happen. Like if I see somebody with some sneaks that I got, I'd be so mad. Like,
and especially
I be
when
like,
you're wearing them at the same time.
Yeah, I be like, yo, like they cannot drip them Jones how I be dripping them Jones. Like,
I don't know.
Well,
I like the match. Yeah.
It's still just
Be your authentic self. Yeah.
make me mad. Like, come on,
Have that
like
confidence. Ain't
y'all
nobody
making
gonna
them.
do it like
They
you.
making them
Yeah.
sneaks look bad.
But you making them look good. You making them look good. So what does it matter?
Listen, I seen this video on TikTok. I want y'all to hear it, and I want y'all opinion on it. Let me go to it. Hold on, you started over. I'm gonna let y'all see it through the mic.
Personally, as a black woman, I feel like there's a certain role that I have to play, otherwise I will be disposed of. Absolutely. And is that in friendships, in work, in whatever. In work, I have to be super like, approachable, go out of my way to be friendly, otherwise I'm a scary, aggressive black girl, or I'm a bully, or I've been super hard to work with, or I've been super difficult. No, I have to get...
How y'all feel about that? Is that true?
I think that's
That was actually one of my questions also. I don't know what she was asking on there, but the question I had that was related, tell me if it's true, because her accent was strong. No, actually, no, go ahead. Because I said, why is it that black women get defensive when we tell them about themselves?
Oh, that was different.
That was different? What yours was saying?
Y'all heard it?
Hers is.
I didn't hear the beginning.
His was basically saying like
Like
I'm gonna speak for like black people in general. Like we gotta put on the face.
Yeah.
Like we can't.
whether it's
like,
friendships, relationships, work, or whatever. Because if they don't, they're gonna be looked at as this angry black girl.
Like how I was just watching The Hate You Give.
Right.
How she was star 1 when she was home, but she couldn't be that star at school.
Right.
She had to be different around like the preppy white kids.
I feel like that's what everybody, not even just with a black
like,
woman. I feel like we got to do that.
Yeah,
I was
like
that's literally what
Like
I
how
was
she
gonna
talking,
say.
how
There's
she
black
talk
women in
now. She don't talk like that at work.
Why
We gonna get to that one in a second.
Nah, but like,
you always got a code switch.
You do.
Like, cause if I use like when I was in college, if I use too much slang, my teacher would be like, "What? Like,
Yeah.
what you talking about?" But if I come back home and I'm talking how I was at Bloomsbury, they'd be like, "Bro, why you talking like that?"
No, that's true.
yeah.
So it's like we always got like
And that's what it is. It's
a
code
shift.
switching.
like
Yeah.
where like we gotta be aware of our surroundings and like what we can say. or
Sometimes
what
you
we
gotta
can
do shit to make other people comfortable as well.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
So,
You gotta
It's a
be
harsh reality.
uncomfortable sometimes.
yeah. I
What were
mean,
you comment on what the video?
So it was saying though, like we're disposable if we aren't basically like perfect.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think what I was gonna say was I think that goes for black men and women.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. I don't know. don't
I
know
wouldn't
what
say
they
that,
but
I wouldn't use the word choice disposable because I really think that just like puts us back in a box and tries to confine us in this one space that we have to conform.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Like we can go in, and I'm a big person on I am the thermostat in the room. Like I'm the thermostat. I'm the one that's going to set the tone. I'm going to set the temperature. Whereas, a thermometer, I got to take the temperature. Like, no, I think like black men and women, we have to set a standard of, if we cower down or if we be this or sometimes, cause okay, like he said at work, sometimes, like, when I first started, and this is just all transparent, honestly, I felt like I was already put in a box of I wasn't qualified for the position just because of my age.
Okay.
And that, for me, already is like, okay, so maybe sometimes when I may walk in a room, I may be a little more subtle just because I want you to feel my presence. I want you to see in my work. I want you to see in the results. I don't necessarily have to boast and talk about it. So I think just anywhere that we walk, men and women, we kind of gotta, like, we have to learn the code shift, and that's that's the sad part about it sometimes. And just even being a black business owner, starting from like nothing or trying to figure it out, like a lot of stuff ties into that. Like, what foundation did we have? Like, where are we coming from off this? So I think that plays a lot into our code switching. Feeling like we gotta conform to the room or we have to like adjust. So I wouldn't necessarily say we're disposable, but I will say it's one of those that you kind of got to understand and know your own value.
Okay.
So, again, like, I'm kind of at the place where I'm in a mindset, I don't necessarily need someone else to employ me. So, and I think that's a thing of, like, all right, but somebody else who may walk in and be like, oh, I need this job, I'm going to have to do everything they say, whereas my attitude is a little different. I may not be as, like, oh, I'm not doing this and that. I'm going to still be professional, but I'm still going to kind of carry it where, like, I'm an asset. And I think that's more so.
It's knowing the value.
Yeah, I think we just kind of got to understand, like, no, I'm not disposable. Like, in anything. What value do I bring to this friendship, relationship, family? Like, who am I?
This job, all that. Because, listen, y'all called me. I might have filled out the application, but y'all called me back. Y'all hiring. Yes, y'all need me.
Yes, jobs, I don't play that. I can't. Like, I don't know. Like, I be trying to be professional because it's hard. It's not hard to be professional, but when people get out of character, it's hard for me to, like, stay tuned in. Yeah. Like, not on me as much. It just be hard. It's just because, like, I got the mindset of, like, I don't need this. I could just go get another job. So that's why I always just walk around with that mindset, and I don't know. It just be weird.
It's hard because I can have that mindset, but it's not gonna be like if I quit today, I'm gonna have a job tomorrow. So I'm gonna need this job.
I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna have to listen.
Yeah, but
have to make that money.
You gonna need it for like and up until some point in time where you figure out what's
but I'm never gonna sit there and just let anybody talk to me any kind of way. Especially like I'm like beneath them and like they're their boss. And I know we do got bosses at our jobs, but some people be thinking they're their boss and they could talk to you any kind of way, and that's not.
I mean, it's me with everybody in general.
Yeah, so that's just how you be.
I would never let nobody, like, this last name, it carries.
You
vow when you talk to me. Like, I'm the king. You don't never disrespect me. So that's how I carry. You know what I mean? Like,
and then, like, some people, I hate that they get it, like, mixed up when they be like, oh, you're too young, or you're young. Like, that age don't really matter to me. Because it's like, you could be 21 and you could be a boss. You could be...
even, for example, like, even at work, like, I understand where they come from, but, like, at the end of the day, we all in the same position. I'm young with your job. So that's how you guys see it. I mean,
and sometimes you could be younger than somebody and still have more experience than them.
That too.
Or have more education on something than they do.
And life teaches you a lot of things. So.
Yeah, like you can learn new things from people younger than you. Like it go both ways. So
one of the questions I have is, the more educated she is, the more difficult she is to date. True or false?
I feel like that's false. I feel like the more educated she is, and in my favor, it works out better. Because like, I don't mind putting you on to stuff or like educating you on stuff, but I don't want to feel like I'm raising a kid. I don't have no kids. Build her up. I don't want to feel like I'm raising a kid.
But is that education or
like
her?
It could be education. It could be like life experiences. Yeah. It could be like it could just like broad into like just her being her. Yeah. But even with the education can still open up more doors for
like you
somebody
can learn a lot.
Than somebody else.
Yeah, I think that's
both
false.
Sides of the spectrum here. No, because I've only graduated high school, so it's like I've been a business owner my whole adult life, basically.
Because she didn't even tap into the fact that just like highlights is something new. She came out the gate as with her own salon, being a hairstylist.
Damn, so just straight out of high school?
Nah. So out of high school, I had like I worked at King of Prussia, had a couple of jobs.
Okay.
But it was like right after that, I was like, all right, let's get to it.
See, and that be the thing too. A lot of people get it mixed up. They be thinking if you don't go to college, you can't open up a business and I hate that so much.
It still got to be for you.
Yeah, for sure. But like the same thing somebody that went to college and graduated I could do too.
9 times out of 10, that should just be a flex anyway. Because half of the people I know who said that shit not in school no more, and then when they say you don't need college,
I'm gonna say,
you just talking all that shit.
I'm gonna say this:
you was there for how long?
Exactly.
Even though what she spoke on, you still gotta educate yourself in those areas to have a business.
Yeah.
But feel like, go ahead.
Also, I feel like you don't need college, and that's coming from me, a college graduate. If you don't need the light, if you not, no, because I've really been through it, like, and now I'm in debt. If you don't need the light, if you're not getting no licenses or like if you don't really need college to do what you want to do, like I know people that went to college for photography,
right?
And I know somebody that went straight out of high school and just like start learning with the photography. He's not in no debt. He's making money every day.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But it's people in college that's taking classes and paying people to teach them that stuff when they can learn it themselves.
Okay.
You don't need college.
To teach you.
That's true.
You don't need college
for
everything.
When you went to college, didn't you have the A's for J's?
Yeah.
First of all, when that shit came for us, that was a grand opening. That was their first year doing that with us.
Okay.
So they just Ms. Lewis, our year.
Yeah, Ms. Lewis said it more better. It was just like they thought they was doing something for the black kids. Let's bring it to the us where we went to school at, and they threw it out there. That's why they only handed out a few. And not only that, like they said, once motherfuckers started flunking, the shit was taken away. I just knew to get the fuck out of there once that free money was gone.
So I couldn't do that because what I want to do. I need college to do it.
Right.
So I couldn't just like.
So let's talk about that one. What is it that you want to do?
I went to college for social work. So I took up social work and sociology. So right now I'm in like a real hard position trying to get into my field because everybody wants you to have experience, but it's like fresh out of college.
How can I get experience?
So if you that's my same boat. And I actually I can talk from the sense of like, I started school as a nursing major.
Okay.
And you can always get a job in medical.
Mm-hmm.
However, it wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just kind of one of those, all right, well, what do I do? And then honestly, where my passion came from, I have a little brother who has behavioral challenges and things like that. So I was like, all right, let's kind of like dig a little more into this. And that got me on the social work side. Okay. And now, so my thing is like, I do like, behavior supports and stuff like that. However, in order to be the counselor and therapist I want to be, I have to go back for a master's.
Yeah.
So, but that's more debt. So how I came about National Guard was the stability piece of I didn't want no more debt. Let me go join the military so they can pay for it. So,
right.
See, my whole thing is I'm trying to work somewhere that's going to pay for me to go back to school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then also it's like I was in like the same boat. I think it was nursing that I wanted to do at first.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then I was like...
you always bring that up.
Because me and his fucking girlfriend was arguing like who the fuck knew him the most.
Then
I'm like, I swear this nigga wanted to be a fucking nurse. Like, it made more sense.
But then it was like, this not really what I want to do. Right. Like, it sound good, it look good, but this not... And then when you really start getting at work, it's like, nah, this ain't for me.
Right.
But it wasn't really what I wanted to do. And then I actually found, like, me, myself, I'm a diabetic. So I want to do medical social work with diabetics with like I actually want to do with like Children's Hospital because I feel like it's social workers in there. They might know what they're talking about, but they haven't lived through those experiences. I feel like I can relate with a kid way more than more than somebody that didn't grow up with diabetes.
Right.
So that's like my passion, and that's what connected me with social work.
So would I be qualified to do that?
Qualified to do what?
Like you said, you can relate because you dealt with it, but I dealt with you, so that makes me experience. For real. I'm dead serious.
So you have the personal experience, but the thing is that where we are talking about here is the whole part of like, I'm with him. I agree. If I would have knew half of this stuff, I wouldn't have went to a 4-year off gate. I just no.
Right.
But now we're kind of like stuck because we know what we want to do. We got our passion, but we're forced to go to school.
Right.
We gotta figure it out. We gotta go to school because we're not going to be looked at in the field as legit unless we have like these licensure and certifications and things like that. So you, can relate because of the personal experience. However, you can't write a treatment plan for a child with diabetes.
True.
Yeah, no, I like that. I never heard your full side, like why you wanted to do it, but I think you could do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Keep going. I say keep going because we need that. We need we need us in the field, and then social work is something where it ain't about the money at all. It's literally about the passion and the push and.
What is it for you, the money or the passion?
It's the passion.
It ain't the money. Everybody know it ain't the money. That was social work.
No, because I never really heard his full side of why you wanted to do it. So now I see like.
If it was the money, I could have went into a whole different thing. If it was the money, I'd be selling drugs.
I mean, I'm living not with the job, but like on the streetwise, I'm living in my passion. It's just I'm trying to get, the professional. I'm trying to get the fuck up there. It's a little complicated, but I'm gonna get there. Like communication is what I wanted to take up in school. So anything that had to do with like podcasting is one of them, but this is like something on the side. What I want to pursue fully is acting 100%. So that's basically what I'm trying to take up. That I now got a certificate and degree, not degree, but certificate in, but now I'm trying to, strive more into it. I'm using this job that I'm currently doing as a gateway to get there. So that's basically, what I'm doing. Instead of doing what I could be doing, you know what I mean?
What? What?
Selling shit.
Yeah, he know he ain't like that.
Selling that, ain't nothing wrong with that. We talked about this so many times.
No, but you're not doing it.
It's like, no, let me stop fucking with y'all. Would you give up your career for a man who is willing to provide 100%?
Ooh.
Hell no. You said my career?
Yeah.
Nah.
Not if he gonna provide?
Yeah, he giving you the full ride.
Cause I'm personal. Like, I'm a mover and a shaker. Like, I could never just sit still. Like, yeah. So that's just
I like that. I mean, at least y'all being honest.
Yeah, that's not my
Would y'all? This vice versa.
I couldn't do it because I have a passion for what I do. Like I want to help somebody. So I'm me sitting in the house is not helping nobody. And then also,
I ain't say sit in the house. I said give up your career.
Well, then what am I gonna be doing?
I guess you could still pursue the passion. I guess you kind of could.
Yeah, you getting.
I mean, if they provide 100%,
100% full ride.
Everybody's definition of provide is different because provide could be I'm gonna make sure you got a roof over your head. I'm gonna make sure.
Nah, he's saying
like
the
full fucking ride. Like when he's paying your bills, he's giving you money.
Like you good.
You want to go to school? I got you.
Yeah,
you don't gotta do
everything.
it.
I'll do it.
Everything.
I'll do it because I would take your money for you to pay for me to go back to school.
That's what I'm saying.
So I can finish pursuing my career.
A lot of I asked this question because a lot of people got too much pride that like want help from somebody or they want to do it on their own.
Not that many people. They be wanting it.
No,
I want the help.
A lot of people be wanting it.
I just don't want to give up because I look at it like how she said. Like I want to be moving around. Not to mention I work really hard to get here.
No,
so it's just one of those like. And the whole part of like again, we not in this for the money, so it's about passion, and my thing is bring awareness. Like I want us to be better as a people. Mm-hmm. So like,
so it's like I would take the money to still pursue my passion.
Okay.
So whatever that is within my career, I guess is like I could let the career go. Like if it was, especially if it was working for somebody else, if I could still like build something. The passion is it.
As of right now, I'm not even in my career. So if y'all gonna pay for me to go
step into it,
do what I gotta do.
Technically, you are. You just gotta use it as a gateway. Or like you gotta use it as a stepping stone. That's you gotta legit use.
I'm at the gate, but I ain't inside.
But you got people who like pick their brains or like different stuff. Like y'all just gotta start going out to like different things and getting more involved. Like. Go to different social events that are about social work, different stuff like that. Like start putting yourself out there a little more.
Yeah,
it's about connections and networking as well. Like that's another thing we like. Oh, network, but no, it's really about networking because when you need that gateway to kind of like, okay, I need someone to kind of sign off on this. I need this clinician, or I just need a mentor.
Sometimes it's not what you know; it's who you know.
Yeah. And that's why you just gotta meet people.
I've reached out. Well, I haven't like met nobody in person, but I've reached out to like so many people.
And I got a friend that's a social worker at Children's Hospital. So.
Ooh. Look,
connection right
here in the flesh.
After this podcast, I'm about to be networking in that 360 shit. So listen. Before I ask this question, what I did want to ask is the story behind your brain. I know you was telling me a little bit about it, but now we on the platform. I want you to talk about it.
Ooh. Of all days.
Wow. Yeah.
I want you to tell me.
So as I spoke about earlier, I have a little brother who has behavioral issues and things like that. So he actually has been diagnosed. So that was where the kind of like, again, that's where the passion and stuff came from, because I was seeing how he was being ostracized, how he was being, it's kind of neglectful when teachers don't understand, or, they have so many kids, they can't really
focus on that one.
Pay attention to this one. Yeah. So seeing how like it was hard for him to focus in the classroom, and you could just see the shift and the change. Like, he's such a happy kid, he's so smart, he's so polite, however he struggled with certain things. So that one, and being a sister mom, which is what myself, seeing him, like, it was hard to kind of like, okay, we have to explore like different treatment plans, different things like this, different counseling, medication and stuff, and being in a role as like a Black authority figure in a family, like, I'm not a mom by say like birth, but being like sister mom role, that was kind of hard to do. So all right, how do we actually bring awareness to like other people who've been through this? So I wanted to be able to advocate for those families who had to go through that same situation, or similar situations, just letting them know, like, honestly, whether we like it or not, it's going to be trial and error with different things. So you're going to have to try to figure out what works best for you guys. And then on the personal side, like, I have an experience with domestic violence. So just my own healing process and healing journey, I know what it was like for me. It took me a while to actually be vocal about it, to actually own what my truth was, and just being transparent. Like, I still struggle with that today, because sometimes it's like, nah, I don't really want to own up to that. And it's not like I'm owning up to, that, oh, I did something. It's me owning that this is my story. So again, just kind of bringing that awareness to our community, because we shy away from it. We don't like to talk about it. And if you come from a lot of like our families and ethnicities and things like that, it's one of those like, you keep quiet about this stuff. We handle it with in-house. Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, it doesn't get handled in-house. It's kind of just swept under the rug. So,
but it's good. It's good to talk about it and like let it loose. Like, did it take you a long time to leave?
I was in my relationship for about 4 years.
4 years. Damn.
Yeah.
So and I wouldn't say, and this is where I struggle with the part, like, I know Bree's gonna have like something. This is the part where I struggle with. I'm like, well, maybe I'll deflect a lot. Like, maybe it wasn't as serious as somebody else's, or I'd be like, well, I wasn't like, beat up black and blue, and like, I wasn't drug around and stuff like that. How some people would have stories, but like me and Reason actually had a conversation today where she told me like, but my experience and my journey is mine. Yeah. So no matter what that looks like for me, whatever somebody else's thing is, that's theirs. Yeah. And one of the things I said, like, when I first started talking about it was, you don't have to settle and you don't have to stay. Yeah. Where a lot of women, I think when we're in that, I know for me, it was a lot of like self-worth and just knowing who I was, and like knowing like the presence that I hold when I walk in a room. So now like I can walk in a room where, all right, sometimes I will, again, being transparent, I have to like tell myself, like, hold your head up. I need you to walk in with authority. I need you to walk in like you own this, because of, there's still like self-esteem things that happen. So that's where Him and Her was birthed from. Okay. Like all of those like personal experience. The Him stands for Heal, Identify, and Manifest, and Her stands for Healing, Evolving, and Resilient. Because just as a woman, like, in whoever's journey, you're always and constantly healing, because things are going to happen. Life's going to happen. Yeah. Just continue to be resilient. And I don't even mean resilient as in like, oh, I got to keep taking these punches and I got to get back up. I mean just like own it type of resilience. Yeah. Not the resiliency that we fall into of like, oh, I got to go through something and be hit. No, just own it.
I like that.
And then the evolving piece of like, you're going to continuously evolve because you want to be better than you were yesterday.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, whatever you're going through, if anybody going through anything now, like domestic violence, whatever, that toxic relationship, eventually people get over it and they don't understand that. So that's why sometimes I feel like people just stay. They would just stay, and it take them forever to leave. And then they look back 10 years and be like, damn, I really was stuck on him. Or I really was stuck on her. Like, eventually people get over it.
That was like, fuck. Y'all talk too much.
No, that was good.
Like, for my questions.
Oh, man.
One of the questions was, do you believe self-care, self-love, and care should be done before and after a relationship?
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
then the other one was, what point do you realize the relationship isn't serving anymore?
Oh, that's a good one.
I feel like once you start becoming small. So I was married for... So I was in a relationship for 9 years.
9 years?
And towards the end, I didn't realize, but over the years, I started to become smaller. No, I wasn't married. That's why I didn't say married. I was in a relationship for 9 years, married for 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I became so small. Like, I stopped talking to friends and family, stopped getting dressed, stopped carrying myself well. So once you kind of don't want to put the energy into yourself, I think that's when you know, like, okay, this isn't serving.
Dang, 9 years. That's a long time.
That's a long time, right?
But it was hard to walk away?
Nope.
No?
Because once I realized,
yeah,
I don't live in that. I'm a real, like, I'm the bubbly friend. I'm the popping friend. We're going to get up and do it. Let's go. Let's get it. Like, I'm that friend. So it's like, once I realized, like, I didn't have that fire anymore, it was like, and you was the cause. Yeah. It was like, oh, all right, deuces, baby. I'm sorry. I love you, but see you.
I like that. I like shit. At least you noticed that. There's a lot of motherfuckers out here that notice that they going through the shit, and
they will stay.
And will stay.
And the thing is, they will really stay for the because they have a baby.
Yeah.
People use a child as an excuse all the time. Oh, I'm staying 100%. For my son, or I'm staying for my family. Like, I hate that so much. Like, I would never put my son through something like that. Like,
who's the child is the one that's actually like, oh my gosh, they're going through so much because they see it, and the kids are sponges.
Yeah, for real.
The child is the one hurting.
And
they hurting the child more than they think they really are.
Yeah, that's true.
I knew my situation. I knew I was done when like we fighting in front of my son like that, and then he there crying like that. That shit just threw me all the way off.
Shit, this shit threw you off when she tried to fucking attack me. God damn, I should have put that bitch down. It's like, no.
Stop saying that on here.
Hey yo, it's like no. Listen, we gonna wrap this up. We gotta definitely do a part 2 to this soon. Hopefully, if they're not scared to hop back on. But until then, I need y'all to like, comment, definitely subscribe. Y'all already know we on Spotify, Apple Music, and definitely tune on YouTube. And until then, we out of here. Let's get it. Let's go.
I want to say thank y'all for having us.
Thank you.
For sure. I hope y'all come back.
Yeah,
it was a good episode.
Got you.
Hey, we out.